Welcome back. We are covering number 5 of 25 inspirational stories to encourage you in your business journey. And if you are currently just starting or in the process of trying to get something going and feeling discouraged, or if you're in the process of having to shut something down and may not have had the success that you wanted, and you might be discouraged. In both instances, there's always that opportunity to be discouraged. It's tough enough to do a project or start a business or excuse me, do something that requires you to put everything you have into it and not receive success. But that's what this series is about, just to share some stories about folks who also experienced some setbacks and some failures, and even you may have had some failures in the past and you're just kind of taking a break and on the sidelines doing something different for now. I want to encourage you not to give up. I want to encourage you to keep fighting. The final chapter has not been written, and again, a lot of the folks that I cover in these series were older in their careers before they tried it or tried again or failed or didn't have success until their 40s and 50s or 60s even. So again, it's not too late, and it's okay to take a break. It's okay to rejuvenate and take a breather, but don't give up. And that's the whole point of this. Before we get started with number 5, Steve and Paul Jobs, aka Steve Jobs of Apple, I want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and click the alert button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And again, we'll jump right in. So Steve Jobs was born in San Francisco on October 5th of 2011, and he was actually adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs after his biological mother moved to San Francisco after becoming pregnant while attending the University of Wisconsin, where she met his father. He's of Syrian descent, actually, biologically. He went to high school in the San Francisco Bay Area and attended Reed College before dropping out and traveling to India in 1974, where he kind of spent a couple of years just kind of wandering the country, and he was trying to seek enlightenment and study Zen Buddhism. He actually met his partner and co-founder of Apple, whose name is Steve Wozniak, or Woz, as folks in the technology kind of know him. And from all accounts, he seems like a really good guy. And by the way, I've listened to his autobiography or his biography, and one of his biographies, but Steve Jobs doesn't seem like a very happy or good person fundamentally, and that's just my personal opinion. Very much a genius and a visionary, but gosh, it would just be tough to work for somebody like that. And he got results, and that's great, but at what cost, right? And it cost him his relationships with his daughter too. So there's a lot of things that sometimes at the end it's not worth it. Again, it depends on what your desire is, and if you're one of those folks who is kind of at all costs, I'll do that. More power to you. But I think there's more to life than just the acquisition of wealth and achievement, right? I think how you impact people on a personal level along the journey is just as important, if not more important. So because again, maybe you don't become that Steve Jobs, but maybe you or what, Michael Jordan or whoever you're talking about, but maybe you encourage and inspire somebody who does become that person, along the way. So you just never know. So I think you need to have a little bit of a wider worldview as you're going through this journey as well. So anyway, he again with Woz founded Apple out of their garage. And Apple did attain success, right? And it had so much success that they ended up hiring a guy named John Sculley to become the CEO of Apple. And with that, I think that he brought, more of a structured view and wanted to do some things that just did not resonate with Jobs. And so they got into many, many disputes, and it was pretty ugly. And again, you can read about this if you end up getting the book. And I'll actually link the book in the description of this video as well. But so Jobs tried to, go around Scully and go to the board to get him fired, but it ended up backfiring on him. And they, pretty much had a conversation with him saying that he had to go. So he ultimately resigned, and, it was a pretty big blow to his ego. But he didn't quit. He went on, and he started another company called Next. And, it was, even though it was a major blow to his ego, he found success with Next. And, Apple, on the other hand, under the guidance of Scully, really struggled. And there was an era there where they almost went bankrupt. And so, the board made the decision to get rid of Scully, and then they acquired Next. and basically brought jobs back in to turn Apple around. So even though he had he had some failure there, even and again, um, in terms of that, just that relationship and how it ended, that was his baby. Regardless if he had money or not, that was still his baby and still a major blow to his ego. So he had a setback there. That being said, after he came back, that's when Apple, I think, just hit that next level, right? He had not only turned Apple around financially, but he also, developed was at the helm when the development of the transformational projects like the iPhone and iMac and iTunes. And, Apple's now currently one of the largest companies in the world. I mean, I think it has a market cap value of $1 trillion. And above, and it fluctuates right about there, but it's just huge, and it's partly because of the stock market bubble that we're in right now too. But at the time of his death, he was 56 when he died, but I think that he is said to be worth about $7 billion as of September 2011. So again, regardless of what I think about him from on a personal level and his relationships, can't take anything away from the success this guy had. And he did experience some setbacks and failures too. So going to end it here. Thank you again for stopping by. And before you go, do me a favor, hit the subscribe, hit the button, hit the thumbs up, which is the like button, and then also hit the alert button, and we will talk to you in the next video.